'Twas the morning of Christmas 2020, and in Nanette's house 2 more dogs had been added, but still no spouse. My house was all decorated, cookies baked and frosted. I'd spent 6 weeks preparing and, as always, was exhausted. The presents were placed under the tree with care, knowing that my son Nick soon would be there. Our 3 little doggies nestled all snug on one bed, while visions of Christmas treats danced in their heads. And the 2 doodle puppies were off playing inside, wrestling as usual with a piece of rawhide. When out of the upstairs there arose such a clatter, the dogs sprung from their bed and started to scatter. They rushed to the stairs all lively and quick. I knew in that moment it must be my Nick. After weeks of preparations, inside and outside decorations, it finally was time for the very best part. Our Christmas festivities were about to start. It was just a little after Santa had left on his sled when I stood up under the counter and bashed open my head. And what to our wondering eyes should appear but streaks of blood running down through my hair. I called out for ice and I said, "Make it quick." I couldn't tell whether I was going to faint or get sick. So there I was in all that Christmas decor, knocked on my ass, down on the floor. As the room was spinning, I wondered, how could this be? And I said with sarcasm, "Merry Christmas to me." I never got to change into my Christmas clothes. I had a bloody ice pack on my head and some dirt on my nose. For the next 8 hours, I never got any fresher, switching ice packs on my head while still applying pressure. You know, a gash on my head had not been on my list, but Nick's Christmas had to go on. I did insist. So he opened all his presents as I had demanded, and I tried to take videos and pictures, all one-handed. Then I continued to make our Christmas day and went into the kitchen to cook a holiday buffet. It even included fresh homemade bread, all despite the throbbing hole in my head. I stayed sick all that day and into the night, and the whole time I had known I wasn't all right. Then my neighbor came to check on me, and she's an RN, who said I really needed to go to the hospital. Again. I shook my head, shrugged my shoulders, and said, "What the f? This is so typical. It's just my luck." Why, it was just last Christmas I got Nick his car. Now this Christmas he's using it to drive me to the ER. I checked in at the desk and tried to explain why the blood on my head made me look like a candy cane. And with one quick CAT scan, they were able to ascertain that there was no bleeding inside my brain. Then the doctor ended her diagnosis discussion by simply stating I had a nice big concussion. But now I'm taking the fact that I hit my head really hard and turning it into this Christmas card. As we drove from the hospital on Christmas night, we caught a glimpse of Santa as he flew out of sight. He laughed, "Ho, ho, ho, I traveled the whole planet. But you were the only one who hit your head on kitchen granite." And as he flew away, we heard the last thing that he said. "Merry Christmas to all, and sorry about your head."